Okay, I hope the video will not be.
Oh my god, you're actually using the webcam. Oh my god, Brioche, why didn't you tell me
Yes, I
this?
am. Hey, sorry.
Whoa!
Hey.
Okay, all right, hang on. Everything has changed now. Um, all right.
Oh, Northgard TV is alive.
Okay. I was not expecting this, Brioche. Everything has changed now. So much for a nice quiet intro.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. Okay, how am I gonna do this then? Do screen capture and then all right. We'll have to do it on the fly now since we're already in here, but that's all right. Oh, the hair's the wrong way. Well, that's awkward. All right, hello everybody. My name is Ghost, and today we will be doing another wonderful Dev AMA here with the community/marketing manager Brioche. Brioche, you want to say hi?
Hey, how are you?
Doing great, man. Looks like we're gonna have to do just a little bit more of editing work, just because now that we actually get to see your beautiful face, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of kind of crazy work. So let's go ahead and start the AMA off while I do some kind of background work. Do you want to start with will Shiro Games be stopping the development after the game is released? And then you can go into that.
Yeah, of course. So that's something that we've been asked a lot. You know, will Northgard evolve after the official release coming early March? And the answer is simple. Hell yeah. Northgard is a game that we worked our ass to develop to make better, and definitely we won't stop developing on this game until like a long time, until the community says stop, actually, or that we are just sick of it. But so yeah, no worry about that.
Excellent. So the first question from oh, by the way, thank you to everyone that did. Let's see, it was Twitter, Facebook, Steam, Reddit, and pretty much everywhere else that we managed to find you guys. Thank you to everyone that put in your questions to kind of help me have some questions for you guys. Our first question comes from Orpheus Deluxe asking, will we get some tweaks and buffs or even nerfs in the future? It's just that competitive is more rewarding when it is more than just an 801 rush. Can you kind of go into that?
Yes, definitely. We will change a lot about the meta in the for the official release, but also afterwards. The rush tactic, it's not the first time that we've met this kind of problem. I don't know if you remember, being in the end of 2017. Well, actually, in August and September we had a lot of wolf rushes, and in 1v1. So yeah, we will do something to change this kind of you know always the same meta. And I think it's not a good idea to make rushes impossible to do, but we want to make them we want to prevent them to happening too early, you know.
Mm-hmm. So then, have you guys been? I mean, obviously, I'm assuming you guys have been watching the streams. What is your take on the current rush meta? I mean, are you guys looking to like rework it, or do you want to have faster games, or are you looking to have more of a kind of like a long-term game? What is, I guess, your ideal time for your game, or for
Well,
Northgard?
right now the rush as we know it is like I think during and just after the first winter. So yeah, you lose the game at 8:01 or you win it 8:01 if you're rushing. But I think 1 year in game, 1 year and a half later would be cool. I don't think we can consider that having a rush at 28, 30, 32 of minutes of during the game is can be considered as rush. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's a early domination.
Okay, I mean, that makes sense. So I see two quick questions. First, I see that you're rocking that bear shirt.
Oh hey, there's my face.
Yeah.
Now.
I see that you're rocking that bear shirt. First, where can we buy those? Because I already want one. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, if you had followed the Instagram feed, you would know. These are the shirts that we wore for the Gamescom last year, and it's a very limited edition.
Okay.
But don't worry, we'll try once we have less on our plate, with the release and everything.
Mm-hmm.
We'll try to launch even a small merchandise shop.
Okay.
That's the word I was looking
And then what would you say is the company's favorite clan, and then what is your favorite clan?
Oh, I've changed like 5 times since I'm working here.
Mm-hmm.
First, I loved Bear. Then I loved Stag a lot. Then Goat. Then back to Stag, and now I'm just in love with Raven gameplay.
Okay. And then what would you say is like the company's overall? Do you think that there's like more Raven players or Wolf players?
Yeah, definitely. When you build a game, when you develop a game, you tend to be very close to the clans that were the most difficult to develop, and Raven was definitely one of them. We had to change a lot of things when developing Raven. So yeah.
Okay. So the next question comes from Vumzi. He asks, any plans to add more defensive options in the game aside from the one tower, per tile, such as more defensive buildings or patrolling army units?
So more defense option, yes, it's definitely one of the things that we want to implement to actually counterbalance the rush tactic. I cannot tell you which one, mainly because the design of these features is not complete. It's still we still need to choose the best way to implement this without breaking everything else.
Understandable. Okay. The next question comes from Hypergame Hyun asking, will we get a fog of war in the game, and if not, why?
Come on, man. No, there will not be any fog of war in this game. Never, ever, ever. It's like Northgard was built around the fact that if you take the time to scout the tile, you have the information that you need for the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
If we change that, if we were to add, let's say, a fog of war, it would, I think, completely break the balance between victory. Domination, like you want us to nerf rush tactics. The fog of war would be like the apocalypse of rush tactics. It's
Mm-hmm.
like there will be only this because you wouldn't be able to see your opponent coming at you.
Yeah, that'd be terrifying
It
to just be
Yeah,
building.
it
Go ahead. Sorry.
I really don't think it's a good idea. It will also like completely disrupt the way people colonize tile, how they explore
Mm-hmm.
the map, if they trade or not with the no, yeah, it will completely break the. So no, sorry.
Okay. Um, Next question comes from, I'm gonna murder this name, and I'm sorry by the way. I apologize to everyone's names that I'm butchering. It's terrible, typical American English. Um, will we get any sort of new like nightmare mode AI or like a incredibly difficult environment? This is coming from Aoki. Sorry.
Yes, definitely. This is one of the things that we want to implement. I won't say a lot about that because it will be one of the subjects of a very huge update
Mm-hmm.
coming. I think at the end of 2018, if we manage to do as we think. But yeah, 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 definitely.
Okay. Cool. Um, The next one comes from a very lone Pepe asking, when do you plan to release different models slash textures for different clans? So actually, it's
Oh,
kind
I
of a
saw this question. Yeah, I don't understand it quite fully. It's like, are you talking about mods or Steam Workshop or things like that?
mm-hmm.
Or
I would assume that it's probably relating to mods. Will you guys have any sort of like open, I guess open source for the game, or do you plan to allow any sort of modding for the game in the future?
Um, yes. So, well, yes and no. Right now, we're not sure that it's something that would be really useful to do. Um, the way, for example, the way we built the campaign maps is extremely developer friendly. You need to know how the game works, how the game engine works, not in order not to crash the map, to crash the game.
Mm-hmm.
And right now it's very difficult to, if you don't know how the editor works perfectly, it's very difficult to use it at its full potential. However, all the necessary options and features are already coded, and we could imagine in a future not so close to have something such as mod map editing, maybe someday, but not right now. And regarding the 3D models,
Mm-hmm.
that's also something quite difficult to do. And I don't know if you know that, but there are also some legal issues with this because the in France, people who create the models are partially, they own a part of this model, so it's not something that we can do like that. So,
Okay.
but if you want to see the model closely, we have a Sketchfab
Yeah, of
page.
course. That'd probably be something that you could definitely post on like the Twitter or something. I'm fairly certain a lot of people would love to see that. This is a question I don't remember the person's name, so I apologize. But I remember they were asking like, is there anything that we as a community can do to help the Shiro staff in terms of game testing, voice acting, creative content? I mean, what is something that you guys would really like to see from us exclusively?
So a little bit of backstory from my side. I come from the mobile market. I've worked for several years in this as a community manager, and in marketing in general on mobile games.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what to say else that, well, this community around Northgard is it's so easy to work with you guys. You're so um, you know easy to contempt to talk to. You don't have like reflexes that tend to break my head or things like that. So no, right now it's I have the feedback that I want. I can build my open betas or my campaign beta is just, and people like 14,000 people just subscribe. It's incredible. So yeah, no, really, right now, just give your feedback on the Steam page or the Reddit, or even send me an email on Discord or Facebook, and it will be already cool.
All
Very
right,
very good.
excellent. The next question comes from Street Solid, and he asks, "Do you guys have a plan for a Mac release date?"
So this information is available. I think it was available on the frequently asked questions section on Steam,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been answering this question a lot. So yes, there will be a Mac and Linux version during the month of March. I don't know if it will be ready for the release, but maximum a week or two after that.
We have a question from the Twitch saying from Chef Duel says, "Give me your address, I'll get it to you."
Yeah, no.
All right, so the next one comes from Fergix. Will we get more unique buildings, as in like a town hall that you can build elsewhere instead of having your main tile only? So sort of like
That's
something to avoid like the Raven Rush or Raven Murking, essentially.
yes. So I was saying yes to the fact that I've understood the question,
Mm-hmm.
not yes to the question. We already have clan dedicated buildings. I don't the Mender set for the Boar clan, and the Hall of Skald for the Star clan.
Mm-hmm.
And with each new clan, there will be such unique buildings, and so this won't stop. If the question is related to will there be like for every clan different type, not different types of building but different skin for building, no, I don't think so. And regarding the fact that can we build town halls other than of the on the starting tile, why not? It would be something that would be only for one clan. If we make, I don't know, a builders clan or things like that, they may have the possibility to choose the the tile, or to destroy their town hall and build it on another, or several town halls. I don't know. This is something we're not close to, this kind of ideas, but not for every clan.
Mm-hmm.
It will be something exclusive to one of them.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just playing around with the chat. Just give me half a second. It's annoying. Like I keep
Oh, yeah.
thinking that I have
Full
it perfect, and then.
yeah, full campaign release date. I'm reading.
Mm-hmm.
The very beginning of March, like first week of March,
Oh, really?
or yeah, first or half of the second, but not after that.
Okay. Actually, I wanted to dive. Hang on. Ease of campaign. I wanted to dive into the campaign, so I'll go ahead and put like a giant spoilers before we dive into this.
Yes, please
just
do not spoil too much.
No. It's gonna be more about the clans and their kind of acting. I noticed that when you start into the campaign, it has this beautiful like opening cinematic with the voice acting and everything, and then once we get into the campaign, it just goes to text. Are you guys planning to actually bring back those voice actors so that they have lines or like listed audible lines in the campaign, or are you gonna just stick primarily to that just text boxes essentially?
So War Chief, actually Bannermans, won't have dedicated voice lines,
Mm-hmm.
but we will change some things about them. They will have noises, in-game noises. They ho ha, and so this is what I posted on Facebook. Like to we the Shiro Games staff actually did the voices them ourselves uh, with the mic,
Okay.
so it was quite fun to do. And I'm the voice of Eagle, by the way.
Really?
And
Okay.
so no, there won't be in-game voices, mainly because the cost is like incredibly high,
It's crazy. Oh yeah.
and and it's inline text changes like every day. We change lots of lines, and it would be just too difficult for us. We in the time frame we have to do that.
Okay. Um, next one, and this is more from me. Spectator mode. Have you guys? I know that we've talked about this before, and I know I
Yeah.
rag on you a lot about it. Um, is that still something that you guys are planning? Is that something in the pipes? I mean, what's going on with that?
So the first main update that we'll be releasing, there will be like bug fixing, some balance updates
Mm-hmm.
after the release. But the main update that I think we'll be releasing 2 or 3 months after the release will be a huge multiplayer update with multiple features. I'm not quite confident that we can still make spectator mode, but we are really working onto that. You need to understand that it's something that really isn't easy to do because it
Mm-hmm.
requires um, um, like the spectator mode is not difficult to develop. Okay, it's not the problem. The problem is how how can we prevent people from cheating through the spectator mode.
Understandable.
that that's the real problem. And
Mm-hmm.
if we develop an option like that that will only be used during tournaments, I don't think it's worth it. So the idea is to do the same thing as in League of Legends or things like that, but they have a lot more money that we do, and they have the potential to have much more servers, because when you do that, you need to broadcast on the server the game like for with a 5 minute delay in order to prevent people from cheating. So no, it's something really difficult to do, and we are working on a solution that would be easier, but
Oh, it must be a
that's why
nightmare.
the first yeah, it's not easy. However, a ranking system will definitely implement that. um, we'll have also very simple matchmaking. We'll also add some new ranks. Like right now, there is on the villager, warrior, war chief, jarl, and king. That there will be high king and other ranks that I don't want to.
Keeping it away. I was gonna start asking
Yeah,
questions if you kept going.
yeah, sure.
That's actually kind of ties into our next question. What is the? Oh, come on, really? You're gonna sip from that Northgard mug and then you're not gonna tell me about it, really?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
All right, all right.
That's actually I talked to you about that when we were talking about prizes for tournaments and things like that. So this would be some of them.
Northgard mug, banging. Okay. Um, so the next question then I guess ties into that ranking system. What is the I guess preferred size or player base or I guess ranking system that Shiro Games is looking to do, as in are they looking more towards the single 1v1 or are they looking more towards a team sort of like League of Legends? What is I guess you could say the preferred like competitive size for Northgard?
Well, some of the clan have been thought to be played on in teams. So I would say, yeah, team based. I think 2v2 or 3v3. The strats that can be developed are much more creative, I think, on team games.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Very nice, very nice. Okay. And then this, I believe, oh goodness. This was, okay, this one was from Only Rex, and he had asked the question of, will we see more, like, advanced units? So, like, for example, you have, like, a warrior, and then you could have, like you mentioned, like, a high king, or, like, a raid leader or something in your army. So, like, you get an upgraded, training camp, and then suddenly you can also pay for like additional money or something, these more expensive but higher damage like warriors or something.
Yeah, I get it. Once again, we've talked about it, especially the upgrading of the war chief, to create something like a super war chief or uh, uh, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not something that we'll do in the nearest future. Maybe in an extension or something like that. Yeah, but not right now. I don't think it's safe to say to announce to you that we're working on new military units for all clans without taking backfire afterwards.
Okay, that's fair enough. Stefan BFC from the stream asks, or more comments, a replay system for this game would be essential. If we can't, I mean, obviously I know spectator mode is going to be an absolute nightmare. Would like a replay system be something that'd be a little bit easier for you guys to implement and be kind of easier for it, or are both just still kind of difficult to do?
I honestly don't know. I don't know the answer to this question. Sorry. It's for me, it's like worse because you need to keep the video, and it's not only a feed; it's something that you need to record, to store, and with a 40 minutes game, and
That's a lot of footage.
Yeah, I don't know how we could do that, especially if we need to save it in full resolution. I'm really not sure that this is even feasible.
Okay.
Because in League of Legends, I think what they do is they record and they save all the action of the players, and then they play it again. But yeah, still, I'm really not sure it's doable for our small size company.
Well, once you guys are multi-millionaire conglomerate, then you can allocate a few of your dev team to work on something like that.
Of course. Yeah. I'll call you at this time.
Thanks. I'll have a job now. Serious Froggy asks, are there any new neutral factions like Kobolds or Jotnor in plans?
Yes.
Anything else? Just yes?
Yes.
10 out of 10 AMA. This is going well.
Yeah. And actually, some people already found them because they're in. So yeah. There is one faction that already is in the game, but nobody can see it.
Is it the Snake Clan by chance? Is it?
Sorry? Did you say something?
Factions? Is it the Snake Clan by chance?
No, not.
Oh, you cut out. Can you say that again? Sorry.
I thought you were talking about neutral clans, like the Giants or Kobolds.
Oh, so they're gonna be like spooky invisible units, or are you just playing me off?
What? No. In the game right now, there are only two neutral factions. Okay,
correct.
The Kobolds and the Giants. There is another one which is in the game, but that is not used by the code because we save it for later, but it's already in the files.
All right, so then I guess data miners or modders of Northgard, you hear your carrot has been placed in front of you. Good luck, have fun.
Oh, Orpheus, hey.
Are there going to be, so Echo Sage asks, are there going to be more map specials coming to this game, or sticking and perfecting what you already have?
More map special, definitely yes. More random events, definitely yes. More tiles, definitely yes. And more like way of playing the game, definitely yes.
Nice. Okay.
We're working on the idea building co-op maps, like 2 players versus the environment of it's right now it's only an idea, but it's I think quite a good idea.
Okay, cool. Okay, so the next question then is, I know that we've sort of discussed Raven and everything. Do you know if there's any plans for naval or sort of like, I guess, around Northgard, like maybe fishing spots, so like you would build like a harbor, or you build the long dock on your shore, and then you can go off and possibly do like bonus fishing?
Okay, so I've seen that, and it would be a great idea, but it is in direct opposition with something that we want to do in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So we cannot do this right now. Okay.
Okay. All right.
It,
It looks like the
it will
chat's kind of
come.
exploding with the next question, which is bigger maps, 4v4, 5v5, question mark, question mark?
um, I don't know if you read Steam, but lots of players have trouble with generating the 3v3 maps and playing in it
Mm-hmm.
because they have like low specs in terms of computer. So right now, I don't think it's that good of an idea. But why not in the future? Like if we find some no 5v5, no 5v5, no, come on, Lenny.
Bam! No. No fun for
No,
you.
44 could be something that we think that we'll think about, but 5v5 is too much. For 5v5, you'll need more than 80 or 90 tiles.
Oh my god, that'd be massive.
Yeah, kind of huge.
I mean, it'd be on one hand, I feel like that'd be like really cool to do, like maybe at like a Gamescom or something like that, where you just have like these massive tower computers that just can survive running it. I don't know. I feel like it'd be cool, but it'd be so difficult to do at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe one day, you know. I cannot tell you yes immediately.
Okay. Um, I guess hopping real quick back to the balance clans, and then I don't know. I guess we'll just take some Twitch questions at the end here. Actually, do you? I know that we had mentioned you had some questions from Twitter and Facebook and like that. Do you want to bring those up?
Yeah. Well, some of them were about Evil End 3, which I always answer the same thing. It's not planned for the moment, but never say never. You know, maybe one day we'll have a great idea to revive the license, but not right now. So what was that? Oh yeah, about the randomness of. So I had a lot of questions about that. You know, will Northgard will someday be esport ready with already pre-designed maps or equal maps between players or at least between teams? And this has always been something which has been really difficult to address. It's mainly because, well, Northgard is about randomness. It's about you don't know how your game will go in early or in late game because you don't know what's going to happen, which tile will surround you. So that's something that is, I think, really important to keep. And we won't remove the randomness in Northgard. We like it way too much. It's so fun. It's why we imagine the game. It's why we love playing this game so much, and so we won't remove it. But we are looking still at some possibility to where the randomness could be used for like some tiles. Like each tile will be random, but only for the half of the map, you know. And on the other half, the other team will have the same tiles, but in mirror mode or something like that. And this is something we're looking into, but it's not gonna happen anytime soon.
Okay, fair enough. Quickly, someone asked, will you guys be getting rid of the accursed one building slot tile?
Yeah, actually, this is a bug.
Really?
2 is supposed to be the minimum, and sometimes there is tiles with only one building. Yeah, it's not something that is supposed to happen. So,
And that's where you really hope your goat that one time.
Yeah.
Speaking of the clans, are you guys? I know that we had discussed this in the previous AMA about the future for the clan development, and you'd mentioned that at the time, since the Bear Clan had to be released, they were going to be the clan before the game was released, and then afterwards, are there any additional clans that you guys plan to release after the game is been released for the 5th time saying it?
Yes, we have already 6 clans that have been designed. So if we want to keep not designed, not coded, and not developed, there isn't any art on them, but we already have 6 good ideas of clans that would have, each of them will have their own personality, their own specificities, focus on the attack or the defense or the economy or the way they behave in the map or things like that. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Actually, real quick, could you, when you're designing a clan, what is like, are you looking at the current meta? Are you just looking at what you want to add to the game? What are some of the things that, like, I guess the criteria that you go through when building a new clan?
Um, well, right now it hasn't been very difficult because we had at least one clan based on one of the victories of Nordgard.
Mm-hmm.
And with the clan of the boar, there was only lacking the victory, so we did it. By the way, the clan of the boar will be buffed next update. I know that
Buff hype?
I've had a lot of question about the boar clan. Yes, he will get buffed. However, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the way we imagine the clans, it's also what we want to do. You know what? Sometimes it just I'd like to have the clan of the cat right now. It's something that I think could be cool in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And no, the cat is not one of the.
All
Of
right,
our
that's it,
DS.
boys. Pack it up. We're done here. Nothing else. It's we're done here. It's all right. Wow, we have a really bore heavy chat. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Rowdy Art asks, will the weaknesses slash strength unbalances be addressed with the clans? Which is kind of a really biased question, since I think that we can both agree most of the clans are supposed to have their OP strengths and their very underhanded weaknesses.
That's a question that is not really fair to ask without telling. I think the wolf clan is too OP, or the stag clan is too OP. It's like we base our meta on and how we make the game evolve on the ultimate objective to have a 50% win rate for each clan, which is, we know, absolutely impossible to make, because you always find loopholes and way to use our changes that will destroy our efforts. But still, it's the game has can be more equal and more fair between clans. But for example, I answered yesterday to someone who told me, I don't understand why the wolf is that OP. I think he was talking about the wolf rush and the reason why the wolf is the clan the most played in Northgard. It's like incredible.
Mm-hmm.
You have it's twice the number of games Raven, for example. Still, it has only a 40% win rate. So it's quite difficult for us to answer when will you nerf the wolf if our intention is to buff it, you know.
Okay. I guess this one comes from the community itself, and it's a pretty vague and generic question, but do you guys have an idea of when the next patch will be?
The next patch, like, there is the official release, which will be kind of a huge patch beginning
Mm-hmm.
of March. I think it will be our biggest patch, like from really far, since we first launched our early access period. So yeah, in March, beginning of March, and then there will be another at the end of March if we think that we need to change the meta. And I think the next big one will be in May or in June.
Okay, cool. I remember you were talking about the RNG of the map, and you had touched on mirror spawns, and I guess the competitive scene as a whole. When you are looking into that more kind of ranked system, will the game still be the same overall? So, like, for example, when I go into a multiplayer match, am I going to get the same sort of RNG as I would in a ranked system, or is it going to be slightly different because I'm playing a ranked match?
No, it won't be different because you play a ranked match. It will be different in terms um, if we want to build the game for more competitive scene, and if we think that it has the potential to go to, and actually the number of players to go toward this direction,
Mm-hmm.
will take the necessary actions to develop a fair system that will make the game more competitive. Um, if we release a ranking system, it will be based on there is a very well known hello um, portion of code that you implement in your game, and that manages the way people gain points and ranks, and loses points if the people they were playing against were better or less well ranked that they are. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if this was English at all, but
You're
did you
you're good. You're
understand
good.
me?
It came
Okay,
across
cool.
perfect. You're good.
Cool. Nice.
Uh, okay. So then blah blah blah, blah right to confirm. I believe. Oh, okay. So then, would you in the RNG of the whole blast thing? Echo Sage asked, would you guys allow map seeding?
Um, so you find a seed that you like, and then you can reuse it, right?
Correct. Yeah.
That's the idea.
So what? Sorry. I guess the question should be phrased. Would players be able to play on a map that has been seeded before? So like, if I find one that's really good and it seems balanced, um, I could host a multiplayer match, and then it would be we could play on that seed from before.
Why not? Why not? Actually, it wouldn't be too complicated to do.
Okay. Let me just put that down. Seeding. Okay. Are you guys planning to do anything for the, I guess, all of the beta testers and everyone that was here for the game before the release, or is it just going to be business as usual whenever that magical release date is?
What do you mean?
As in, who asked?
I don't think I understood right.
Sorry. Let me find. Oh goodness, where that? Okay, so Rodiart asks, will there be any kind of acknowledgement to accounts purchased during the early access period?
Well, the fact of having saved money is kind of a perk, I think. And I'm not really sure. Do you mean like special rank or
Like they
like?
would get like something in their on their account that would say like early access or like beta tester or something like that.
Oh, oh, I had no idea people wanted that. Okay.
Well, not everyone, just apparently one greedy viewer.
Okay. I take notes.
Okay, well that's why we're having these kind of holy. That's a question. All right, so
Whoa.
Grim Toadstool asked, and oh my. All right, so concerning balancing, you said you're balanced around 50% win rate. However, depending on the map setup, some clans are stronger than others. For example, goats are clearly stronger with an allied player than alone. Raven, the chat's going up, have advantages on bigger map. Stop.
Yeah.
You
So,
can. So basically,
these aspects will be reflected
do you
in a
completely
win rate.
disregard this, or is there a canonical map setup?
Okay, so we have win rates for 1v1, for 2v2, and for 3v3.
Mm-hmm.
And if there are, if we have like sort of rules that make that if three ravens win against well, no, I won't talk about this. It will be too complicated
Too
to explain.
complicated?
But
Okay.
I don't get the question actually. Raven have bigger maps because of more cost tile. The aspects will be reflected in the yeah, but it's the beauty of randomness. Once you have your separated win rates, like for 1v1, 2v2, and 3v3, you have them for basically for the way maps are big. Like you have a win rate for small maps, for medium, and for large ones. At this point, I think that the win rate is quite. It's quite. That you still have the randomness, but all of the clans have the randomness of the map. So, I'm not sure I get your concern about balancing.
This is actually a question more for the general development. Will there be any sort of like in-game friend requests, or maybe even like a Northgard like local lobby or like a chat for when you like sign in?
That's the objective. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Someday. It's we are working on it. We are thinking about it a lot because, and I don't want this to go too far, but we are not completely pleased with the way Steam is handling our multiplayer games. Because right now the service that puts you with other players is the Steam API, and it was quite useful for a huge moment. But since when we got our servers, things got really complicated, like really complicated, and now we are not that happy that the way it works, it's not optimal for us, and we're thinking about developing our own way of creating matchmaking and chatting in the game. So yeah, hopefully.
Okay. Were there any questions that you wanted to pull from Twitter or Facebook real quick?
Actually, we've answered a lot of them. There was, no, actually, no. I don't remember the one I was thinking about, but
Okay, well here, let me real quick see if there were any last minute questions that might want to be answered.
Any chance we can ask AI for control of tiles in multiple disconnect or leave games for longer than 5 minutes? Yes, this will be implemented very quickly. Sorry for the mistake. It should have been implemented from the beginning, but we like forgot.
LOL.
Can
Whoops.
we get a fourth edition?
This question comes from FX10 Morph. He says, would you guys consider adding a system to allow villagers, or just civilians in general, to be set to automatically run from danger, or to be set to automatically repair burning buildings?
No. Northgard isn't a game that is to play because it has a very slow pace, and we don't want to play for the player. That's why we don't have queues for buildings. That's why we don't have rally points. I think this answered the questions. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm
No,
mistaken.
that was good. I was gonna actually follow in with, have you guys thought about, because this is something that I always hear, and personally it does kind of get to me every once in a while, where I'll send out a scout to go scouting a tile, and then whoops, I'm focusing on this engagement, and somehow my scout moseyed back to my base. Would you, obviously the answer is probably going to be no, would you guys consider having automatic scouting, or just those queues in general, which you did answer in the previous question?
Automatic scouting is like, it's already doing this. We have a script for the scout, which will start by the tiles that surround the town hall, and then it will start wandering, but he never stops working. What we're gonna do actually for the release is to implement more key bindings, to have the possibility to move towards your unit.
Good, thank you. Key binding is confirmed. I can die a happy man now. Excellent.
Okay, sure.
Hang on, let me just get that down. Bindings. Have you guys considered putting in any additional buildings or just structures in general for Northgard?
Can you please repeat?
So
my
like,
audio cut.
Instead of having more clan-specific buildings like the Hall of Skalds or the hut for the Boar clan, are there going to be more Northgard or all clan buildings?
Yes-ish.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I think yes, but not it will be in an update in some time.
Okay. All right. Let me real quick pull up that AMA, and I just want to make sure that we've gone through all the kind of the bigger points.
I hope
Um,
they stay true to base game and not just earn 20.
oh, you cut
So
out.
that's kind of a good question. I thought I would have it earlier actually. Um, Chef Dule. But mainly the way the reason why why video games company go through DLC to after the launch of their game. I'm talking about indie companies, right? Not huge companies, because I don't know about them
Mm-hmm.
on Steam. But mainly it's because they need to do this to make the game survive. Like at one point, you, and especially for strategic games, RTS, for which the player base is not that huge. You have a fixed player base, and you will need at one point to another to finance the further development. So for Northgard, every major update will be free, but they all will come with additional content that will be purchasable as a DLC on Steam. But and it won't be 20 euros. It would be, I don't know,
Let
between
me let me
five and
jump
seven.
in just so that I can also get some more information on the DLC. Now, this DLC, will it be purely cosmetic? Will it actually be like additional
Oh, no,
units?
no, no, no. Yeah, yeah. No, no cosmetic. We're not in that kind of stuff. There will always be new clans, a new feature, new way to travel Northgard, new way to have different type of tiles. Like so, definitely, it won't be just cosmetic.
Okay. All right. I mean, my concern, and I'm just going to say this more as the, I guess, kind of the reactionary knee jerk from the community. The biggest fear then would become the pay to win sort of thing. That's it's just I know that's probably not where you're going, and that smile tells me that it's definitely not. Um,
Yeah, I think. So, okay, okay. So my coworkers try to disturb. Actually, I think Northgard is one of the less pay-to-win game that can exist. Like, for example, you will always be able to play with the clans that are now available.
mhm.
You will always have every options that other players have. And if I don't know, this is an example. It's not something that we will do, or no, it may be, but I don't know. It's just for an example.
Mhm.
If we someday decide that we will allow people in a DLC to travel through sea tiles, like through water tiles,
Mhm.
with boats, with things like that. There will be this update will be for everyone for free, and then I don't know. We issue a clan on this at the same time of the update that will be purchasable, but
Okay.
there will not be pay to win.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yeah,
That's
Chef Duel, pay to win. I live. Yes, I understand, and I worked for mobile companies, so I know pay to win. Trust me.
it's good to know that it's in the right hands then. Um, oh no, I lost my. Oh, I was gonna ask a question and then I forgot it. Crap. 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 Well, professionality 101. Um, Oh, okay. So this question was about the wisdom tree. I know that there was discussions about it getting worked on, and I believe it was actually worked on. I think it was either the last patch or back in December. Is there any focus on trying to add more wisdom, or are you guys looking to keep the wisdom tree as it currently is, or?
We're thinking about adding some options in team gameplays, like the ability to share different knowledge with your teammates, and to have different choices if you want to play as a team, or if you want to play like angry bastard and all alone and just ignore your the other team. So yeah,
Brioshi's.
this will be.
Please,
Sorry.
sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, I may not be allowed to say that, but
Oh,
the idea is not to add more things to at the end of the lore tree,
mm-hmm.
but to add more choice and to allow the development of new strats based on team play and based on the way people could actually play with one another.
Okay, cool. Um, this one just comes from me actually because this one is always kind of interesting. Do you guys at any point plan to make healing universal? So like if I have 3 healers on my tile and my ally comes in with his wounded units, can I heal his as long as assuming of course that doesn't prioritize over my units?
And that's a no right now. So
Sad
when you
boys.
have a feature that's so cool that could be so amazing to have for every clans, we must destroy this hope that you have in your heart and just make it for one clan.
Okay.
So this will be, I think, a specificity for us. We won't make that for everybody. It's not.
Okay, well, rest in peace my hopes of becoming Canada and having universal healthcare. All right, let me see. Possibility of waypoint. No, we already talked about that. Someone asked if can all tribes have a special unit that benefits their clan? So, for example, the armored bear, for instance, is a great example. But could Fenrir have like a giant wolf? Could the boar clan have a giant boar? And the goats obviously have more sheep.
There will be exclusive units for new clans, but I don't think we will add new exclusive unit. I didn't say that we add new units, but new exclusive units. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
And actually, the wolf already has a berserker. What do you? Come on.
Yeah, but they don't have like a giant wolf so that they can also rush, with their.
Yes, but the guy who ends with the giant goat. It's not.
I mean, really though, like how BM would it be if like you just get like 801 massive goat rushed or something? nothing more shameful.
Like literally a massive.
I don't know. I think it'd be a fun Easter egg or something like that.
An Easter egg, yes, but it's a lot of time to develop just for an Easter egg.
Actually, this is a great question because I know that in the campaign, are there any Easter eggs in the campaign? Currently, at least?
No, not currently.
Oh, okay.
We saved all of them for the official release. There will be in the 5 first scenarios, but you need to play them again to find them.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Post-video, third building upgrade plan. Yeah, we talked about that. Ancestral knowledge. All right. I mean, is there anything? Let me just slow down a little bit here. Is there anything else that you really wanted to announce or kind of say to the community, at least for Shiro Games?
Well, no, actually. I think I've addressed a lot of subjects that I really wanted to talk about, especially about multiplayer and the way we think the game should evolve. We had a lot of focus, and I know that we did lately, on the campaign, on the single player mode, and I know that a lot of people were disappointed that the Boar clan was the last clan for the access, which it will be. But please understand that Northgard isn't a game that will die just after the release. It's like it's our main project. It's our biggest success, and it's not even released yet. So we will not stop developing on Northgard, developing its lore, its units, its the way people are having fun with this game. So yeah.
Very cool. I guess I'll just kind of ask the chat if there's anything that they wanted to ask right before we head off here. And of course, thank you very much, Brioshi. It was fantastic to have you here.
Of course.
Here
it's always a pleasure to speak with you. You know that.
From Sarcastic Kaiser, why did you have to make the boar the villains? They're so misunderstood.
Oh yeah, this question. So it will be explained in the campaign. You'll play it and you'll understand that it's well deserved. Yeah, yeah, no, no. But boar are evil creatures, so
Oh,
don't.
rip. Rip, rip, rip. Okay. Well, I believe that's everything from me, at least on my side. And of course, thank you, Brioshi, for your time. Real quick before we go, I do want to also make the announcement that this coming Sunday, or basically the last Sunday of February, we will be doing a 3v3 showcase. We will have, goodness, Only Rex, Dr. Wolf, Teabag, GRE, and the Crazy Dentist, and I'm forgetting our sixth. But we will have
False.
basically six kings playing for your entertainment. It will be a best of 5. So please, please, please make sure you guys are here for that. And again, any shout outs that you want to do real quick, Ryoshi, before we head off?
Well, thank you all for being here. It's always a pleasure to interact with you, and thank you. I saw that a lot of that team is also here, so I say hi to them. Hey guys.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Brioshi, for your time, and of course, thank you to everyone here that was here for the chat, and everyone both on the Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, and Discord that asked all of your questions. Thank you to everyone that was here for this. I hope you guys have a good day, good afternoon, good night, and we'll see all you guys later. Have a good night. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.